Good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock, December 22nd, Sunday. I just did my pre-trip. Took the puppies out. They did their thing. It's 56 degrees. I believe I'm still here in Texas. Texas is pretty big. But our next... still in Texas. And then New Mexico, a little bit of Colorado, then into Utah. But, yeah, that's what we got crack-a-lacking right now. So fasten your seatbelt, throw your feet up, enjoy the good music, and let's go for a ride. Bo, Luke, and I. See you in a bit. Going through a little town here. The name of it's Claude. Population 1,650. Lots of old school stuff. There's the Texas flag. .287 northbound. Whoop, whoop. And the speed limit's going up, so that's the end of that little town. But I wanted to show you. Boy, the Dodgers are doing some really cool stuff in Dodger Stadium. They're making both dugouts, the home side and the visitor side, 2 stories. There's a lot going on, so check this out. Mr. StevenASmith, Mr. Democratic, woke. He's even waking up. So, yeah, check this out.
So could you see yourself seeing what you see now? And obviously Donald Trump can't run for president again, but if he could, under the current circumstances, could you see yourself voting for him?
Quite possibly. I'm not going to sit up there and dismiss that anymore. I think we're beyond that. He would have to prove a lot, Mark. And I'm not talking about policy now. For a second, allow me to say this. What concerned me about Donald Trump and the reason I voted against him and voted for Kamala Harris was because I felt that he would be divisive, that he would create chaos because he demands such a level of loyalty and fealty to him. And that would take priority over governing our nation. That was my concern. And so I'm looking for both sides to work across the aisle from one another. Having said that, when you see some of the things that he said, if he follows through on some of the things that he has said, it's not just about eradicating inflation, improving the economy, obviously controlling our borders. These are all things that I care about, make no mistake about that. And I certainly would support him in that regard. But it can't be just about fealty to him and loyalty to him. It has to be about getting the job done on behalf of what's in the best interest of the American people, as opposed to yourself, and not engaging in the kind of juvenile tendencies, tweeting all the time and going after people who are really much irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. You do things like that and you show that you're the adult in the room. Yeah. I don't think anybody could dismiss Donald Trump at this particular moment in time, not just because of him, but because of what we've seen the Democrats do. We're not falling for it any longer. The American people aren't falling for it any longer. I voted Democrat, and I got to tell you something right now. I don't like the fact that I did. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't want to hear about, oh, we're about law. We're about a law. Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. But then you go out and you pardon your son and you try to blame everybody else for it. I don't want to hear about defund the police. I don't want to hear about, what there should be open borders. I don't want to hear this stuff. And I don't think most of the American people want to hear that. We're thinking about the state of affairs that's in. We're not about America only, but being about America and prioritizing what's going on in this nation with the desolate and the disenfranchised and everybody else in between, and looking out for the best interests of what it is for America. That is not a crime for an American politician or a commander-in-chief or a senator or a congressional figure to have that mentality. I want them to have that mentality. So I think about things along those lines. And I'm no longer interested in, nor do I believe any of us should be interested in listening to a bunch of fear-mongering to tell us who we shouldn't vote for. Why don't you come up with a plan that tells us why we should vote for you? That's what I'm interested in. And if Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Byron Donald, Marco Rubio, or the host of other Republican candidates coming down the pike, that's the kind of message that they're going to put forth, I'm down for it. I'm open-minded enough to make sure that I entertain that from a policy perspective. That's what I want for the American people. That's what I want for this nation.
That's why we love you, my man.
Well, here we are, rolling down the 287 here in Colorado. These are the lonely moments. Really nothing to see. But gotta make our deliveries. People need your stuff. So we've got 772 miles to go. But I'm letting you see through my eyes. Taking a stroll in a big truck. Yeah, it gets pretty lonely out here, I tell you. But I do enjoy driving. But it gets you thinking during these holidays, not being around family. Because I've lost everybody. My mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters. I've got one brother left. My mom had 6 kids, and there's 2 left. Everybody else is gone. And the older you get, you start realizing time's running out. Kind of mysterious because we don't know what tomorrow brings, So all I can say, if you're watching this, just try to enjoy each and every day and be a good person to everybody, because you all know we got a lot of people that are not very nice. So if we could have some nice people, like I try to be nice to everybody, Unless I'm treated horrible, then of course I'll change my attitude, but I say thank you, no thank you, and I still try to open doors up for people and, just be generous and kind and show respect. Kind of makes your day go by a little better also because you're not all pissed off. You gotta have patience. There's a lot of people that do not have patience, and they can tick you off pretty fast. But if you think in your mind, why are they like that? We don't know what's happened in their day. They could have lost somebody. They could have been fighting with their spouse. Who knows why they're being mean and rude? We'll probably never know. But as long as we're nice, maybe we can change their day to make it better. So let's all have kind hearts and treat each other like you want to be treated, and we can all make a difference. We all live on the same planet. We all just need to get along with each other and have compassion for each other. Alright, guys. I just want to say that little bit because I run into people every day out here that are just so angry. And if you're angry, just think about all the good things you have. You got food, you got a roof over your head, you might have family. There's a lot of people out here that don't have any of that stuff. Like me. What do I got? I got my 2 dogs, Bo and Luke. My kids are all grown. They don't have nothing to do with me. I barely talk to anybody. I got a good friend, James, I talk to. But other than that, like I said, it gets lonely, but that's the cards that was dealt. So, cards you were dealt with, make the best of it. God bless.